Can my
Yes.
family come in?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, I'll come in. Yeah.
Oh, come in. Have sit. Okay.
How
Right.
are you?
I'm fine.
How much is the aspiration a day from your stomach?
How much
Yeah.
the Aspire Day, Brian,
ML.
to take out?
Average 40 to 50.
40 to 50. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what I've been drinking, eating all
Okay.
week.
Okay.
Ah.
Okay. So it's probably not a complete obstruction yet, but
Oh, good. So I can take out my tube and start eating.
okay, maybe
What's the
I-
biopsy result?
The biopsy result is not conclusive, probably because it is.
Ah.
No. It's most likely a bad growth. When it's not conclusive, it just means that the biopsy is not deep enough. There's a balance of the depth of the tissue that we take out. So there are a few options for you. At the tumor board, we still discuss it's most likely cancer. It's most likely cancer, and
Assuming it's most likely cancer, would this be considered as a stage 1 type of?
no, it's
you won't
probably
know?
stage 3 type.
Stage 3
It's
type.
probably stage 3 type. Because there's no evidence of spread at the moment. So the options of the treatment are still, if you want curative surgery, then it's a big do. If you don't want curative surgery in order to allow you to eat, then it's a bypass. So
Why is it that it has not spread and the surgery is still considered major?
no, the surgery is major because of the extent. Any part that involves the liver, maybe the pancreas, are all major surgeries.
I see. Okay.
What about this biopsy bypass we talk about?
Yes.
The bypass, is it reversible?
Yes, it's reversible.
It's reversible.
But you would not want it to be reversed because, okay, so right now the problem is this: there's a tumor blocking the stomach. The hole is very small, so at this point you manage to put a tube past and you're feeding through here. All right, the tablets that you took last week were still there from the scope.
Why?
It's not going through. The hole is not big enough for it to go through. So any food residue that you eat will stay there. So it is why you can't eat. So the tube cannot be permanent, as in it can't be permanent. You will have.
Of course.
So to treat this partially is to do a bypass here to join the stomach to the small intestine to allow you to eat and take out the tube. But the problem with this remains, and that the problem with this, although at this moment it's not causing your eyes to be yellow, it will at some point. So you were asking, or we were discussing previously, what happens if you leave the tumor there? It can bleed. It can cause invasion of these structures here, and you can be jaundiced. You can get infections. Which means to say that these things, whether it happens or not, if we leave it long enough, it will definitely happen. Whether it happens in a way that is painless or serious, it really depends. That one we can't say. The bypass will not prevent all this. But the bypass, in terms of the surgical risk, is lower. It won't be a day surgery, so it will be a short operation, but you need to stay for at least a few days to ensure the healing is complete.
How few?
It depends. So usually the intestine heals in 4 to 5 days. That one we are certain. If the intestine has a leakage, then it will also happen in those 4 to 5 days. If it happens, the leakage, there are a few things that you might need to do. You might need to do a PERC drain, you might need a scope or a stent, or even you might need repeat surgery, which happens about 5% of the time. If there are no complications, you will go home maybe 5 or 6 days. And we have proven that you can eat with no problems. So that will be the bypass, but that's not curative. So these things, it might happen sometime.
Might not.
No, it will.
Can
As
the
in,
cancer, that thing, grow bigger and spread?
yes, that's the eventuality. As in, that's the eventuality. The one we can't fight.
But you don't even know the growth of this, the
So-
growth rate.
We will not know. So for different types of cancer, there are different growth rates. There are norms that we use, like tumor doubling time. We can say it's 30 days, it's 90 days. But the reality is, at this point, it's already filling up the entire lumen. So whether it doubles or not, it's already caused a functional obstruction. Sometimes these tumors might creep and spread longitudinally. So if we talk about tumor doubling times, usually in a petri dish kind of environment, you put one cell, you see it grow like that. But for things with existing highways or roads or blood vessels or tubes, it sometimes goes along it and cause problems. How it causes problems, we don't know. But in terms of proximity, is already in so-called pole position to cause all these problems at some point. So when left unchecked, it's an eventuality that will happen.
What if you opt to take out that lump?
The operation is major.
Just to take out this piece here, not to do anything else.
No, but this piece is linked to everything else.
Oh, is it?
Yes. This piece is linked to the pancreas behind. The bile duct which travels in the same area, so part of the bile duct has to go. The gallbladder will come off together at the same time. This part.
Okay, what are the pros and cons?
So this operation has its cons lah. So the major risk is the chance of death within 90 days, about 6%.
Within 90 days.
About 6%.
Okay.
It can happen as a result of general anesthesia, surgical complications such as bleeding, infection, or leaks. If there are no complications, generally you go home within 2 weeks.
Okay.
Alright, so what we're dealing with, maybe I take a few steps back. What we're dealing with is most likely is either a gallbladder cancer going into the stomach or stomach cancer going into the gallbladder. Alright, Tuesday will be in the morning, so there's a high chance that it can be done for you.
Okay. So I only admit myself on Tuesday.
Yes, on Tuesday morning.
So in the meantime, you don't think I should experiment by taking the tube taking the tube out and eating something?
Well, if you want to take the tube out, my only suggestion is that you drink something rather than eat. Because it is clear that liquids can go through, but solids, I don't think so. And solids, it might feel that you have chewed everything fully, but the hole is the pylorus hole is actually very small, and this is the inner side of the tube. So this manages to fit in with a kink. So this is the real lumen of the exit. So you can imagine that if you chew up things like curd and it gets blocked, it can be vegetables, it can be meat, it can be anything. As long as it doesn't go through, you'll build up. Gastric juices are produced about 500 ml per liter a day. It's quite good that it's going through. So we can, the conjecture is that it's allowing liquids but solids.
Yeah. Okay, so I can take liquids, right? But I can't take the tube out.
Okay, so logically, like you said, and it's a very fair statement that the fluid is not building up in your stomach. So if it's totally not going through, it will build up in your stomach. Every day your aspiration will not be 50, 60 ml, it will be a few hundred. So because of that, we are kind of more certain that it's not building up in your stomach. But because there's an aspiration risk, and it thinks if you take it out, it might build up in your stomach, and you might go inside your lungs. I can't say that it's safe for you to do that. But if you want to do it yourself, I can't stop you, but you must be accepting of that risk.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Can I ask one thing?
Yes.
When you did the endoscopy on the Saturday, did you have to scoop a lot of food out?
No, there was some vegetables and 2 pills.
That's all.
That's all.
But the pills you couldn't take out, but the vegetables you took out.
No, we didn't take out anything.
So it's no longer there.
No, but when they scoped for you to put the nose tube for you, they still saw the same things.
Even the vegetable. I see.
No, because it hasn't. It's not even that it's still staying in the stomach because it can't go through, it's blocked. So it's the intestines that does the digestion.
Okay.
It hasn't even gone through.
But then, if it's such a small hole, right, and the stomach actually is a storage device, and the vegetable or the pills rather, even if it's 2 small pills, it's not dissolving, then it seems a bit strange. How does it normally go through?
It goes through as a pill. So
it goes through as a pill.
Yes, so whatever you chew goes through as a food bolus. It doesn't go in as a digestive piece.
Oh, okay.
But whatever reaches the large intestine is very fluid.
Right.
Okay, so it
Don't
might be
take out
on
the tube.
it might be on Tuesday, it might be on Thursday. But if you can call them and see whether they have a slot today and whether Dr. Lee can see you today. All those are options.
There are options, of course. But this kind of surgery, are we talking a lot of money? I mean, you
I
don't know.
Because I don't
You don't deal
charge
with
them.
that.
Yeah.
You don't deal with that. Right. But if they have a slot today and they can do it, then we might go for this. But then if not, I'm coming back on
Yeah,
Tuesday. Right? Admit myself and
Tuesday
then
morning.
Tuesday morning.
You're
And
saying that today there's a slot?
No, Tuesday.
Tuesday, is it?
Today we checked already. As in I checked for another patient.
Okay.
mm, so there's nothing, no cancellation. Is there a slight chance there's a cancellation?
Usually a cancellation
Should I
is
call
within
them? Give me a number.
Usually within a week. We can't.
You can't let me call them.
I can't, I'm sorry.
Okay, fine. So okay, let's do it this way at
Yeah,
the
you can
moment.
explore and then we can
Tuesday
give
is
you
the
something
most
more.
likely one. I think we'll wait for Tuesday. I think I can wait till
Keep your
Tuesday,
tube.
and keep my tube.
That's I strongly suggest.
Yeah, okay, I'll do that. And what else? Oh, you can't prescribe any Glucerna and all that kind of thing for me, can you?
We
How
can.
could you not do it?
But you
She couldn't.
I don't know whether it is what we call within the formulary or retail. So it's quite a few days ago.
Today the dietitian said she can request and order it for us, but it's not under the
It's not under the formulary.
subsidized
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
Can you do it?
I don't think so. We can check lah. We can
Yeah,
check. But
please do.
yeah.
What do you mean it's not under the subject?
multiple layers
Yes.
from the same sample.
Hmm.
Usually this is not needed
Hmm.
if we are quite sure that this is nothing cancerous, it's benign, or if on the first look we know that it is cancerous.
Hmm.
The problem with them having done that is that you actually have very little of the sample left because you have taken multiple layers of the same sample
Hmm.
to hunt for a malignant lesion.
Okay, and is it normal that after taking so many slices or
Mm.
whatever you guys call it, it's still inconclusive?
So the reason it is inconclusive is because despite taking so many layers, which is not routine, it still doesn't show that it's
Malignant.
malignant.
That's good, isn't it?
It still doesn't show that it's malignant, but everything else suggests otherwise. So
What do you mean everything else?
so how the lesion appears on the
It's spread and
scans,
everything.
how it is causing obstruction, all these are very suggestive of a malignant, of a cancer. Without the histology, we cannot decide how to treat it because we don't know what kind of chemotherapy you need, etc. Which is why this biopsy was done to let us know, hopefully, that what we are dealing with. But the only issue was that despite having done a biopsy, despite taking so long to look at
Read it.
multiple
Nancy,
layers
read
of
it.
multiple layers of the same division, you couldn't identify a portion that is cancerous.
So that's
So-
basically they didn't find any portion that's cancerous.
Yeah.
Anything.
No,
From
yeah.
from the top layer to the bottom layer until the finish, they didn't find anything
Yeah, but the thing
cancerous.
is, if it grows onto the liver and things, then the infection starts rather than the cancer.
So the bypass is the answer, right? Immediate answer. Would you agree?
It's, I mean, it's your objective. But I would strongly suggest some form of curative treatment because
When you get to the UK, you'll do that.
the majority of patients with this kind of cancer is not curative. As in not curable, but it looks like there's a chance for cure. So if yours has a chance to cure, go for it.
Okay. Thank you for that. At least some positivity.